The New York Knicks are in big trouble against the Detroit Pistons if they let these things happen. We'll break that down in a second, but first, there's been a lot of Pistons fans that have been commenting on our videos over the last couple of days, and it's kind of made me unsure of how we are feeling. So I'm curious, who do you got winning the series? Is it the Knicks? Is it the Pistons? I want to see a lot of K's down in the comment section. Welcome into New York Knicks Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green. Appreciate everybody for rolling in. I'm going to go over 4 things that if these things happen, the New York Knicks would be in big trouble, but they most likely would lose the series to the Detroit Pistons. And the number one thing you cannot have happen is Cade Cunningham shows up to the Garden and he has his moment. Cade Cunningham is looking at this playoff series as an opportunity to jumpstart the stardom and superstardom of his career. I mean, if you're a guy that's a number 1 overall pick in the 4th season of your NBA career, there is no better place to say, I am here by beating the New York Knicks as an underdog in the playoffs on the world's biggest stage and at the world's most famous arena. Cade has had an unreal season. He is showing why he was selected number 1 out of Oklahoma State. But he was even better against the Knicks than he was in the regular season. Versus the Knicks, averaged 31 points per game. The regular season, he averaged 26. He averaged 2.5 turnovers versus the Knicks compared to 4.5 in the regular season. He shot 56% for the field versus the Knicks, whereas he just shot 47% from the field against everybody else. And he shot north of 52% from downtown, compared to 35.6% versus every other team in the NBA. Cade's a really good player. Cade is a superstar in this league, and he had a lot of success versus the Knicks. He did not have success, though, when he was guarded by Mikal Bridges in the 4 games that they matched up in, where the Detroit Pistons went 3-1 in that series. He guarded him for almost 100 possessions, holding him to just 19 points in total, 38% from the field. He did shoot well from downtown, 3 of 5 from there. But overall, Mikal Bridges did a really good job on Cade, making him work for tough buckets. And what I do think benefits the New York Knicks in this series is you have a guy like Bridges that can guard him and had success versus him versus the regular season. But you also have maybe the best on-ball defender in the NBA in OG Anunoby. OG didn't guard Cade all that much. Only 11 shots were put up by Cade when defended by Anunoby. But OG didn't do all that well, and that doesn't really sway me from how I feel. I kind of want OG Anunoby being the first guy guarding Mikal Bridges in the playoffs. But the data from the regular season, according to NBA.com, says that OG didn't do nearly as good of a job on Cade that Mikal did, 63% compared to 38% when guarded by Bridges. Also this. We know the Detroit Pistons and any team in the NBA playoffs at this point are going to match up hunt Jalen Brunson. Like, that's what they're going to do. Brunson is a willing defender. He's a solid team defender. He is willing to put his body on the line and take charges. But the limitations on his physical abilities make him just not a good on-ball defender. And if you're the Detroit Pistons, which we saw multiple times in the regular season, they are going to run pick and roll after pick and roll after pick and roll, and the guy setting the pick is the man that Jalen is going to be guarding. And they are trying and going to try to get Cade Cunningham matched up one-on-one versus Brunson. And if that does happen, that is a major, major positive for Detroit. And if and when that does happen, Jalen Brunson cannot foul him. If Brunson gets in foul trouble in any game this series, they are going to be in trouble. And if I'm the Pistons, my number 1 strategy is get Brunson on Cade, and then Cade get him in foul trouble, or just dominate him and take him to the lane because you are much bigger than him. OG and Mikal have to do a good job on Cade in the postseason, or they'll be in trouble. And if the captain gets in foul trouble, the Knicks are going to be in Cancun sooner than we would like. Also, another way the Knicks lose this series is Malik Beasley lights up the Garden. Beasley is having one of his best seasons in the NBA. He's one of the best shooters in the NBA, and he has found a way to light up the Knicks this year. In the 4 games that they have played, he's averaging over 15 points per game, and he's shooting well over 50% from downtown. In the lone Knicks win against the Pistons, he didn't play all that well, Beasley. 8 points, 3 of 9 from the field, 2 of 6 from 3 in 25 minutes. But on the 7th of December, when the Pistons won by 9, Beasley was the gas in the tank for the Detroit offense. 23 points, 70% from deep on 10 attempts. If you allow Malik Beasley to shoot 70% from 3 in this series on 10 attempts, you're going to lose. Or if you allow him to shoot 6 of 8 from 3 in a playoff game in 17 minutes, you're also going to lose. He didn't play well in the game on the 10th of April, just a couple of days ago. KAT also didn't play in that game, and it came down to the wire until the Pistons pulled it out at the end. But in the 2 games that the Pistons won in December and January, it was because Malik Beasley could not miss from downtown. And the Pistons haven't missed much from downtown against the New York Knicks this year, shooting almost 42% from 3. That would be the number 1 offensive three-point shooting team in the NBA. And when you get to play against the Knicks, you most likely are going to shoot better than you do on average. And on average, teams shot 36.7% against the Knicks in the playoffs. So the Pistons shot 5 percentage points better than what the Knicks allowed, and the Knicks were ranked the 25th best three-point defense. Can't let that happen. Pistons have a lot of guys that can light it up from 3. And we've seen Cade Cunningham shooting better than 50% against the Knicks this year. Malik Beasley shooting better than 41% from 3. One of the best shooters from the corners as well. Tim Hardaway Jr., you know he's going to be looking for that revenge. Once a Knick, twice a Knick, always a Knick. He's going to be looking to show Madison Square Garden that he could still get it done. And Tobias Harris left open, he's going to knock down shots. Dennis Schroeder can knock down shots. You got to make Osler or Thompson shoot the ball. And, man, I'm a little worried that the Pistons have guys that can light it up on high volume, and the Knicks aren't known as a good defensive three-point team at this point. Couple more things I'm a little bit worried about. We got to talk about Josh Hart. But first, I got to tell you about our proud sponsor, Factor. Shout out to Factor. If you're looking to optimize your nutrition, get hooked up with them. Make this your best season yet with nutritious 2-minute meals from Factor. Eating well has never been this easy. Just heat up and enjoy. Give you more time to do what you want. Get outside instead of prepping and cooking indoors. Factor meals arrives fresh and ready to eat, perfect for any active lifestyle. Factor powers your day with satisfying breakfasts, on-the-go lunches, premium dinners, and guilt-free snacks and desserts. It's easy to savor more this spring. Factor meals packs in the flavor with none of the fuss. Choose from Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, Keto, and more options. With 45 weekly menu options, you can pick gourmet meals that fit your goals. I'm someone that lives a busy lifestyle, covering the Knicks and the Giants. I don't always have time to go to the grocery store, cook, and meal prep. And my life is always smooth sailing when I got Factor in the fridge at home. So get started today at factormeals.com/KnicksChat50 off and use code KnicksChat50 off to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. That's code KnicksChat50 off at factormeals.com/KnicksChat50 off for 50% off plus free shipping. All that information will be clickable down in the comments and description of today's show. If the New York Knicks allow the Detroit Pistons to set the tone, control the physicality, and muck up the game, and the Knicks have to play the Pistons brand of basketball, the Knicks are going to be in trouble. The Pistons are young. They are hungry. They are scrappy. They are physical. I'm not going to say dirty, but they walk the line of being dirty, especially you, Isaiah Stewart. They want to muck up the game. They want to turn this into footsketball. Like, they want to play physical. They want to use up all their fouls, and they want to try to intimidate their opponents. The Knicks cannot let that happen. And I'm talking to you, Karl-Anthony Towns. You cannot let that happen. KAT has played well against Detroit this year. In the 3 games he's played, he's averaging over 24 points per game, 11 rebounds, shooting 46% from the field and 43.8%. Like, there is not a soul on the Detroit Pistons that can guard Karl-Anthony Towns. And Towns has an opportunity to rewrite the narrative about him. He is known throughout the league as being a soft player. You go out and you dominate Jalen Duren. You go out and you dominate Isaiah Stewart. You impose your will. you show that they can't guard you, people are going to be looking and talking about you a little bit different. It's hard to outrun a narrative. But when you got an opportunity like this at your feet, you got to take advantage of it because that's the only way it's going to happen. This year, Karl-Anthony Towns, been guarded by Jalen Duren, has played well. Like, Duren has guarded him for 68.9 possessions this year. Towns has scored 26 points on 60% for the field, 50% from three. 7 assists compared to 4 turnovers. We'll take it. What worries me is when Isaiah Stewart guards Karl-Anthony Towns, he turns into the turnover-happy cat. 2 assists to 6 turnovers. We saw in one of the more recent games against the Pistons, Towns wasn't able to shake Isaiah Stewart. He shot well from the field and well from three, small sample size from three, but you need Karl-Anthony Towns to dominate this matchup. That's why you go out and get a guy like Karl-Anthony Towns, former number 1 overall pick, multi-time All-NBA guy, multi-time All-Star guy, going to be an All-Star again, or he was an All-Star this year, and he's going to be an All-NBA guy most likely again. You need him to show that he is the best big man in this series, and nobody on the Pistons can F with him. If not, you're going to be in trouble. Sounds like we might be getting a little bit of the double big lineup. Tom Thibodeau spoke to the media on Tuesday and pretty much was asked, what do you think of the Mitchell Robinson and Karl-Anthony Towns duo, the double big lineup? He says, I like it. I like it a lot. And I expect for us to potentially see that for a good bit. We haven't seen it all that much this year. Only 41 minutes of game time have those two big men been on the floor together. But overall, they've been really damn good. An offensive rating of 128, meaning they are scoring 128 points per 100 possessions. One of the best numbers on the team. Their defensive rating, 118.8, not the best in the world, but again, a small sample size of 41 minutes, but a net rating of plus 9.2, meaning when these guys are on the floor for 100 possessions, they outscore their opponents by 9.2 points per game. We know Tibbs wants to protect the rim. He's talked about the benefits of having 2 guys that are 7 feet, be able to add length and strength and rim protection to a defense. I'm not going to be shocked at all as if we see this lineup for a good bit, or maybe we see a guy like Mitchell Robinson close games over Karl-Anthony Towns if the Knicks are trying to protect their lead. I want to see stretches of 23 and 32 out there together. Do you? Do you want to see the double big lineup get some run against the Detroit Pistons? If you do, go down and hit that thumbs up icon. If Josh Hart can't hit his outside shots, the Knicks will be flirting with being upset against the Detroit Pistons. I love Josh Hart. One of my favorite players to ever wear a New York Knicks jersey. But he is a different player when he hits shots. And the Knicks are a different team when he hits shots. And at this moment, he hasn't been able to do so. And teams are making the Knicks pay because of it. Teams have stopped guarding Josh Hart. You just watch these games, and Hart is just sitting in the corner, sitting at the top of the key, and they are sagging off him. And it's essentially a defender standing in the way of Jalen Brunson getting the rim. Karl-Anthony Towns backing down or doing that rip-through dribble drive move that he loves, or a help side weak defender on OG Anunoby. Like, teams have stopped guarding Josh Hart because Josh Hart not only hasn't been able to hit shots right now, he's been unwilling to even take shots. He's lost a lot of confidence. And there is no bigger difference on this team when Josh Hart hits shots compared to when Josh Hart does not hit his outside shot. In games that the Knicks won this year, Josh is shooting 36.7% from three. In games the Knicks have lost, he's shooting 28.4% from three. Josh Hart has been on the Knicks for 4 playoff series. He's 2-2 in the playoffs. In the round 1 matchup back in 2023 against the Cleveland Cavaliers, he shot 45.5% from three. Knicks won that series. When the Knicks lost to the Miami Heat, he shot 23.8% from three. When they beat the Philadelphia 76ers, and Nick Nurse said, we are going to dare Josh Hart to beat us, he did. Shot 43.2% from three. But against the Indiana Pacers, maybe because of the injury where they lost, he shot 27.3% from three. When Josh Hart makes shots, the Knicks win. When he doesn't, they don't. And, of course, the Knicks have to stay healthy. Like, that's the biggest thing of it all. If Brunson gets hurt, you're screwed. If KAT gets hurt, you're in trouble. If OG's unable to go, if he gets hurt, you're going to Cancun. Like, it's that simple. You got to stay healthy. I got the Knicks winning this series. I want to say in 5, but I'm leaning more towards 6. But at the end of the day, I got the Knicks moving on to round 2. And it's going to be exciting. Make sure you are following me on social media. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Instagram @MarshallGreen_. Hit me up, and let's go Knicks.